You know what this is, don't you? Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. And on this box, yes, it's not a tube. I think this size it will not be a tube. I have bubble wrap and I have a rod. You guessed by now which rod it is because it's not telescopic. It's a, sorry neighbors, it's a Microbite casting 6.6, so 195 or 198, 0.5 to 5 gram rod. This rod should be awesome. I love the Microbite family of rods from Mifine, and this one, since it's travel, the packaging and the shipping is cheaper for Mifine, and you can get this bad boy for dirt cheap. I think the price on this before coupons was 35 or 34 euros, so a bang on deal. And it doesn't smell nasty, the sleeve. Look how awesome this is. This is a BFS rod that you can put on your backpack and be like a samurai ready for the stream. And with this cast weight you have no problems with all the small crankbaits, all the small Texas presentation, all the small things that you can throw with a bait caster. But to give you a closer look of this bad boy, we need to go to the table. And now that we are on the table, I can show you the spec sheet for this rod, where you have 8 models, 4 of them spinning, 4 of them casting. You can go anywhere from super ultralight to light fishing with a length spanning from 180 to 220 with 198 to 10 in the middle. So the guide count is actually quite good. You can have 7+1 or 8+1 on the spinning versions, or you can get 9+1 and 11+1 on the casting version. So the higher counter guide is reserved for the 220 models. The other ones will have the lower guide count. The guides are from FUJI with all inserts. The cast weight spam will go anywhere from 0 to 3 grams to 1.5 to 10 grams. I think the sweet spot of the rod models, it's either the biggest version or the one in the middle. So the one that I have in here, the 0.5 to 5 grams, because basically this is the cast weight that I use generally. So I always stick to anywhere from 1.5 to 3.5 grams if I'm using casting gear, and I may go a little bit lower if I'm using spinning gear. Again, as usual, the camera is focused on my face on the background. I'm sorry about that. I will change it in the future, but the lettering is actually quite nice. The finishing on this rod, for being something that you can get with coupons for under 30 euros, it's amazing. So right now I will tell you that this, if you just want a generalistic rod for any type of light, ultralight or super ultralight fishing, get this one. The travel version, even though it's a 4-part, it's actually quite nice, and you can get it dirt cheap for what you get. So this is a 40 plus 46 ton construction. The blank, the guides are quite nice. The connections are also pretty good, and the shipping on this rod, as you can see by the plastic tube for the tip. And we have to talk about the tip because all of the rods have a sub 1 millimeter tip. The thickest one on the longest model, it's something like 0.79 millimeters as claimed by Mifine, even though I'm having a hard time to take it out. So you can take this rod travel, just make sure to put the thin tip, and it's actually quite thin as you can see, on the tube they provide. So even I would say the whole rod it's quite thin, but you will have a huge variety of thickness depending on the model that you choose, because you can get anywhere from I think 5 millimeters to 7 millimeters on the base near the reel seat. The reel seat is actually also quite nice, and the weight of the models will vary anywhere from I think 75 to 90 grams, again depending on the model. Connections on this rod are quite good, and again, as you see me find properly labeling each piece of the rod is a good detail of nice manufacturing. Guide count, again as I said, it's 9+1, which is plenty for this type of rod, and on the 220 it's 10.1 on the casting versions. The
spinning versions get 2 less guides. So let's take a close measurement of the tip. Again, this is not a proper scientific method because the tip is a tip without the guide over there, and I have 0.74 millimeters. Now, just for a weigh-in, we put everything on the scale and we get 81.5 grams, which I would say it's quite nice for a travel rod with this sort of specs. It might be a little bit better, but again, you get nice ergonomics, so you don't sacrifice the ergonomics and you have 80 grams. It's not that bad. And let's take this rod to the water. So in here I have it paired with a FF0, so reel that costs 10 times as much as a rod, but don't get fooled by that. The rod, it's so good. So if you just don't need to watch the video to the end, this is basically my recommendation. If you have like 30 euros to spare on the rod, get this one. It's so good, even the travel version. And I just missed the bass. I have to explain, this is very early on the season. I think this is the second weekend of March. It's actually still pretty cold, so this is the beginning of the morning. I'm just chilling, so I was so eager to fish that I didn't even put proper clothing on. And I'm just casting. As you can see, short casting, it's quite good. You have to remember this is an almost 2-meter rod, and I just hooked a bass, first one of the season, and it just went away. So as you can see, I was a little bit shocked by it, so even scratching my head, so what the hell happened? And I just recovered myself, put a hoodie on, because again, it was very chilling. And as I said, I have the FF0 in here. Expect a review coming out, but not as soon as you would like, because I really want to put some testing behind this reel, because it's not as straightforward as I would think. But you can hear a little bit of the drag get peeled. This is a very chunky bass, and by the rod band you can see that this, even though it's 0.5 to 5 grams, it's kind of a fast rod. Being a solid tip, it's not as medium fast as you would think. It's actually a fast to extra fast rod on the castaway that it has. And being a long rod, so for a 0.5 to 5 gram, most of these sort of budget rods have to be a little bit smaller to not be as noodly. So dogs are a little bit annoyed that I've caught a bass on their lake, but I don't care. So look at this chunkiness. I think this is probably a female that has yet to spawn. So let's put this bad boy back on the water, and look at it. I'm first bass of the season. Even though you will see me catch fish, it's just a timing of editing and that sort of stuff that I have to deal with. And on the select Javik, 1.8 inches. So quite a small presentation, and the bass just came out and smacked it. So let's cast again. And I get a good distance of it. And other thing I have to say, the line that I've used, so this is a titanium something from Zukivo. Don't worry, it will be linked on the description. It's such a good line. I would say even with a testing on the line laboratory, which I also recommend you to watch, I would say that I like this line more than the nano feel, because I think this one feels a little bit sturdier. The color, it's this moss green, but cannot complain, it's actually quite a good line. So let's see if we can get another one even on all this muck. And still I was able to cast pretty good. The camera doesn't look like it, doesn't give you that impression, but the branches, because I have a wide lens on my action cam, the branches are quite close to me. And another one. This one a little bit smaller. Can you still hear the little bit of the drag? So let's pull this bad boy out. And as you can see, not a lot of bend on the rod. I know this is not the biggest of bass, but look how chunky it is for the size and for this small of a lake. Let's annoy folks with some pictures. I like to annoy my friends because they are probably working and I'm in here just catching bass. Again, on the same lure because there's no cuts in between one and another, so I'm still using that Javix, which is like a Polaris profile. But I quite like this one because it's like dual tone. And bass seem to like it also. More on the fall than on the spring, I have to say. On the spring they are more tuned into the greens. Because as you can hear of the frogs. But look at this healthy bass. Let's put it back on the water. And now I can give you my honest and full opinion on this rod. So this is my third microbite, so I not the third, the fourth microbite. So I have the spinning 220, the casting 220, the spinning with a hollow tip, the 230, and now I have the 198. I think the sweet spot for people that do the type of fishing that we do, or if you fish like me, it's this one, because you have that extra crispness on the lower cast weights, and if you stay anywhere on the 1 to 3.5 gram cast weight, this rod, it's such a good rod. And that's just it. It's such a good rod. It's not such a good rod for the price. It's such a good rod. So you can get this one. This one has my seal of approval. It will be S tier because of the quality that it has and the price point. I think the Microbite family, it's the best rods that you can get before you hit the €100 mark on AliExpress. So if you want a generalistic rod that can do a little bit of everything, so of course inside of the cast weights, moving baits, bottom presentations, dealing with slightly bigger fish, this one, it's what I would recommend. So you can get it, no problems. This one has the full-on seal of approval. It will be S tier for sure when I update my tier list. And man, again, if you like the video, leave a like down below. If you're not a member, you might consider it. It's quite cheap. It starts at 99 cents. And leave a like. If you have anything to say, also leave a comment. Don't forget, everything that I use on the videos is linked down in the description, and that's the cheapest and best way to help the channel. It's just to buy through the affiliate links because you don't pay extra, and I get a little bit of a kickback, which helps me getting gear for the reviews. And with that said, I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.